This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Jostens. Jostens is the official award and ring supplier to the OJHL. Hey, welcome back, everyone. You know, it may seem hard to believe, but we are already at the midpoint of this OJ regular season, and there have been just so many fascinating storylines so far. Joining me today to take stock of everything that's gone down is the owner of Fedora Films and the play-by-play man for the Markham Royals, Joe Montesano. Joe, how are you, man?
It's going well. What a great hockey season we have so far.
Yeah, it's been a pretty epic campaign so far. And one thing that keeps coming up over and over again when I talk to coaches from throughout the league is the parity this year across the OJ, which is just off the charts. And one division that really is a good example of that has been the West, where every team sits at the 500 level or above so far. Absolutely unreal. Give us your thoughts on the West Division so far, Joe.
That division is fantastic. I've seen all these teams play, and if there was odds in Vegas, Vegas would lose money because right now you think, oh, Bill will pull ahead. Now Burlington's ahead. Middleton's catching up. Brantford's right there. Georgetown's right there. Thank goodness Vegas doesn't have money on this or else they'd be broke. Brantford, Milton, and Georgetown, great teams. Just saw Brantford 99ers play. Wu is a fantastic goalie. They got a great goalie there. Milton is beating top teams in the league. In Georgetown, I remember them blowing out Markham early in the year. So I think anyone can win that division. So Burlington or Oakville can't sleep any night.
Yeah, in all my years covering the OJ, I don't think I've ever seen the West this competitive from top to bottom. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on to the North Division. A bit more top-heavy than the West. Not quite as balanced from top to bottom, but Pickering on top, exceptional this year. And two other clubs, Aurora and the Collingwood Blues, both playing great. Look like legitimate threats down the stretch, Joe.
Aurora surprised me. No one expected Aurora to be right there, and they're a good hockey team. They're quick, they're young, they're fast, and they can beat anybody right now. Collingwood is probably the best team in the division, but they're not playing that way right now, but they'll get there. I think they have the best goalie in the league in Pack, and we'll see what happens in Pickering. Is a well-oiled machine, and Collingwood and Aurora have to catch them.
Yeah, well, Joe, out east, it's as competitive as ever. I mean, the East Division has arguably been the toughest in the OJHL over the past decade or so from top to bottom. But this season, Trenton off to a great start as per usual, but it's just going to be an absolute dogfight all season long, isn't it?
It's going to be a huge fight. It's always a fight out there. I mean, Halliburton's coming on. Wellington, they look better and better every game now. Even Coburg and Lindsay, I know they're dropping in the standings, but don't count them out. They're no slouches. They've beaten Halliburton and Trenton this year, so anything can happen in that division. The East and the West are fantastic storylines right now, and I'm keeping my eye on the East as Trenton is so good, but Wellington's coming on so strong.
Well, Joe, in the South Division, there's definitely a drop-off after the top three, but what a trio that is. I mean, the Junior Canadians, the North York Rangers, and the St. Mike's Buzzers have just been absolutely terrifying so far this year. There's so little separating those clubs.
There is so little. I mean, you got some great goaltending in that division, some great scoring in that division, and I still think the best team in the OJHL is the Toronto Junior Canadians right now. But North York is telling them, no, we're right there. And St. Mike's, who expected this? I know they had that long playoff streak, but they're right there. We knew North York. We knew that JRC were going to be this good. But look at St. Mike's. They're right there. They're only a few points behind, and it's not over yet.
Okay, finally, Joe, before you go, I'm going to put you on the spot, as I usually do. Sorry, man. But it got to happen. We're at the midseason point. I want to get your thoughts. If you had to pick a most valuable player up to this point, and let's be fair about this. Let's do one for goalies and one for skaters. So if you had to pick two guys, then who would they be up to this point?
So we're going skaters, and only you would put me on the spot, or anyone on the spot right now. I mean, how can you choose between Bancroft, Summers, and Tar? Tar is the goal scoring leader, and then Bancroft's running away with the points, and Summers is keeping St. Michael's afloat. So you know what? I can't pick one, but I think it's going to be between the three of them for the MVP. And then for goalies, it's a lot harder. I mean, you have Gray, you have Pack, You have Triani. Who do you pick? I say Pack will win it, but now North York fans and everyone else is going to be mad at me. But I'm not being biased. I still think Pack is the best goalie in the OJHL.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to watch. And that's it, man. We are all out of time. But just in case I don't chat with you before then, have a very happy holiday season. All the best to you and your family, buddy.
You too, man. Have a happy holidays, and thank you for always having me on. And we'll finish it off with, oh my, watch the OJHL.